Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and apologies for all the background noise. I do live in the middle of nowhere, so you don't hear roosters and stuff in the background, and I'm on other stuff. But this is another request that James wanted me to do, another reaction to another Call of Duty Zombies video. Only sadly with this one, I won't be able to show the footage because I did not get permission to do so. Actually, I asked. It's been like a week or so. Haven't gotten a response. So, I'll be doing it without the footage. But I'll put it down below in the info box if you want to follow along with me. You're on a computer. Open up another tab, another window. You follow along. I'd at least give credit to who made this. It's called The Creation, Evolution, and Exhaustion of Call of Duty Zombies by Marco Style, who has over 500,000 subscribers, which is cool. So, but it says here Call of Duty Zombies was one of my favorite things to play back in the Black Ops 1 days, and although I never picked up any of the later games, I still have a lot of fond memories from that time. A few months ago I decided to go through all of them. I had quite a lot of thoughts and even more questions about how the zombie mode ended up where it did, so I ended up researching a lot to figure it out. The video is essentially a combination of both of those things. A showcase of what has changed from game to game, and also how and why it happened with some of my thoughts mixed in. So, again, feel free to check it out. Link is down below. Another tab, another window if you want to follow along with me. But pretty lengthy video, an hour and 24 minutes. But thank you once again to James for the request. If anyone wants to request any other type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, topless tier list rankings, video game playthroughs for an hour or a full playthrough, whatever the case may be, PayPal is the best way to do it. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And I'm sure the roosters will be happy for that as well. So, pause the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. Now, I never played Call of Duty Zombies. I played what? Might have played it once, but maybe not. Because the one I played was like you're in one location and you shoot zombies, but nothing intricate with the story. So the zombie stuff was never planned. It was just kind of a passion. Hey, why not try this? So he does some interview, like him talking to the crowd. Yeah, this guy was like confused, like, what? Zombies is off-brand? What are you talking about? So the game it was first implemented in, it was behind schedule. Huh. Never played World at War. I've only played 2 Call of Duty games. Black Ops and Modern Warfare. Which I enjoyed both games. I thought both games were fun. Modern Warfare, I remember the first mission, there's a bit where you have to like run, it's like fire or something, but it kept glitching, I kept dying. But yeah, I do remember liking those 2 games. But I never played Call of Duty Black Ops 2 or 3 or whatever. Never played War. Yeah, I'm sure people are like, what? What the hell is this? Okay, this is different. So I think people appreciated additional material. Hmm. So it's random what you get in this mystery box. Okay. Gears of War, that's another game I never played. And Left 4 Dead I've definitely heard of, never played it. But I've never been a multiplayer guy. But I mean, there's been plenty of games. There's Resident Evil games, even first person. There's Resident Evil Survivor. There was, hell, Land of the Dead, Filler's Green, or Road to Filler's Green. A lot of other stuff as well. Hmm. So they made more maps. That was a nice one. Well, I wonder how much they were, unless they were free. Well, yeah, and apparently there's a storyline to it. I didn't think there was. I figured it was just you go on the map, you kill zombies, you go to the next one. Hmm. Maybe it's your fucking fault. Hmm. Well, yeah, there you go. They didn't. They were not lazy. People appreciate that, and that effort rewarded them. Don't be lazy. You know, this is the whole phrase: "If you build it, they will come." You know, there will be people that will respect it. Now, there may be other outside circumstances, marketing, controversy because of something else, some other outside force, but I'll be honest. I mean, there's been good games that still, just like movies that have failed, and you can't always estimate it successfully. Hmm. That's a hell of a knife. That's like a damn Crocodile Dundee knife. More like a Rambo 3 knife. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, damn. Maybe those were the souls from Five Nights at Freddy's. Stop hanging around, guy. Stop hanging around. Actually, that's weird. Did the seat... Game over. You survived one round. What the hell? Those damn monkeys with the symbols. Creepy ass things. Yeah, don't trust the teddy bear. Yeah, Black Ops, that's the one I played. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, nothing wrong with accessibility. I mean, I get that you don't want to make it too easy, but if you make it too hard, then it's hard for not just newbies, but just casual players to just want to go in and enjoy, try it out. They're like, I don't know if I want to do that, you know. Now, if you think you have enough of a fan base that you could justify that, cool, but I don't know. Holy shit. Damn. Yeah, this is the one I played. With the president and that one we saw before we went in and played the music. That's the one I played. Where it was like JFK or whatever came out and like, yeah, that's the one I played. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. First or four maps, cool. Sorry that it seems like I'm sleeping. Sometimes I'm just like listening because, not to get too personal, this ear is going a bit deaf, and I have to go Tuesday to check on it. So sometimes I'm trying to listen to some stuff a bit closely. I don't want to turn the headphones up too loud. Sorry. So just I'm mainly using this ear to listen. So I know it seems like I'm zonking out and sleeping, but that's why. Mystery boxes. I mean, I guess with these kind of modes, I played that zombie mode. It was fun for a couple minutes, but for me, I mean, obviously there is. I don't know if these older maps have like a more intricate story, but I reacted to a video where apparently there is more of an intricate story. So I guess I just prefer playing like a singular campaign with a story that goes up and down, like a Resident Evil game, or they're not zombies, but Callisto Protocol. I even liked. I'm not big on the ending, but monkeys. Did they fly out someone's butt? Monkeys? Why monkeys? So you have to go all the way around, back and forth to protect each of these things from these fucking monkeys? That does sound annoying. Sounds irritating as fuck. I don't know about that. Zombies are the blue collar monsters? Never heard of put that way. Jesus. Well, that's quick. I know that happens in other games where it's like, we don't make it harder because people say it was too easy. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a game being on the easier side as long as it's fun. I get the idea that if you make it too easy, it may seem a bit boring, but to me, again, if it's a fun game and a replayable game, I'm fine with it not being the toughest fucking game ever. I mean, I like this frozen tundra map with the icicles hanging off the stairs. The the details of that. I do like that setting. I do like it aesthetically. Each time I see those like Coca-Cola type of machine, those vending machines, I always think of those machines in BioShock. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. So, Call of Duty 2, bigger budget, more freedom. Nice. Uh-oh. What did go wrong? What did go wrong? Tell me. Jeez, I don't know shit about that. So... Wow, one map is considered the worst ever. Transit. Ah, with a Z. I just really did a Z for zombie, yeah. Transit. So it's the zits. It's fucking grease on your face. Jesus. Damn. Oh man. Huh. Yeah, it seems really fucking annoying. Seems like issues that did not need to be there in the first place. It's as if they're like, well, you know what? It may take a while to get other maps, so let's give them this one big map, but we also want them to be a bit tough so that they don't think it's too easy, so they don't beat them, within a day or two. And Yeah, I mean, if it's called permanent, then it should be there permanently. It's like you turn on a fucking cheat code for invincibility, which should be, permanent, but then just randomly it just stops and you die. What the fuck? Well, it's just by suggestion permanent. That's just a suggestion. Maybe it will, maybe it won't this time. That or permanently broken. Hmm. So just a bit too typical, I guess. Newtown zombies. Just didn't feel. I just maybe they didn't feel it was as innovative or as unique as it could have been. I have swarming fucking enemies, Jesus. Oh, what the hell? He made that jump. I would have been pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, a new player may feel a bit overwhelmed, really overwhelmed by this stuff. Hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's taking longer to do, it's taking more money to do, it's taking more time to do, and then when it comes out, it's not as well received, then it's like, well, do we really want to keep doing this? It's like, well, yeah, if you do it well. Oh, this is the gangsters in Alcatraz. Yeah, I remember this from the that lore video. Hmm. So Mob of the Dead, the one at Alcatraz or the prison. Guess a lot of people really liked it. Yeah, interesting idea to be a ghost. Bit of a different, unique type of gameplay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, blowing up the earth and be able to go bad, that is a bit of incentive. Hmm. Hmm. So Mob of the Dead and Buried help turn things around at least a little bit. Hmm. Damn Knights of the Round Table and the Iron Giant. Hmm. Yeah, that giant robot looks pretty cool. I don't know, I think the robots look pretty cool. They seem like a neat addition. Hmm. I'll take this off for a bit. I know the guy is talking. I guess honestly, like with, and it still plays like 35 minutes in and 3 seconds. In all truthfulness, the stuff isn't the most interesting to me. No disrespect to James who requested this, because I don't know, just the whole thing with the zombie mode. I guess for me, like Call of Duty, if I'm in the mood for Call of Duty, then I want to play the Call of Duty type of gameplay. Trying to be as real as possible, and what kind of warfare is implemented, and what kind of tactics are you able to do or not do. And if I want to play a more supernatural game, like this right here, this reminds me of The Darkness with the tentacles. And I'm like, well, I'd rather just play The Darkness or The Darkness 2 if I want to play fighting with tentacles. And that tentacles that just remind me of The Darkness and The Darkness 2. Or that really does remind me of The Darkness 1 and 2. Which I didn't mind either game, but The Darkness 2, I hated the ending. Because the ending, I think at the time I said it ruined the game, but it would just piss me off because you're going through this story and then all of a sudden this other shit happens that feels like it comes almost out of the fucking blue. And then there's no third game, so there's no ending, so you just felt like you did all this for nothing. And that's a terrible feeling when you play it and it's like, I did it all for nothing. Those to me are the worst endings in games. I would say like Apocalypse for PlayStation 1 with Bruce Willis. I enjoy the game, but the ending where you're playing as Bruce Willis and you defeat the demon at the White House and then all of a sudden you get possessed and now you're the bad guy and then the game just ends. Which I maintain with Apocalypse for PS1 that ending was going to lead to a final boss where you fight Bruce Willis's character. Because originally in that game, you would play a character and Bruce Willis would be your sidekick. Things changed much later on, and then they had to go change stuff. Where you're not playing another character, you're playing Bruce Willis, but we're not going to get Bruce Willis back to do more lines of dialogue. They pretty much edit the cutscenes to leave out your character. And I think that really affected the story of that game. I really do believe that. What happened to... You have to do all that to pack a punch. So people were pissed off about that. But yeah, if I'm thinking like more supernatural, just play Doom or Doom Eternal or that type of thing, or Resident Evil Village or BioShock. I guess that's just the way I look at it, but just wanted to say a little bit of that. But I would say like the zombie mode of Call of Duty is not really something I'm that gun ho about. Jesus Christ. Wow, $80 to $100. So casuals or newbies, whatever, they would be annoyed at how complicated it is, but the experts would love it. So then, just to who do you go towards? Do you go towards the hardcore guys that they could be passionate, they could spend a lot more money, or they could do other things, but if you make a map or two that fails, then they're like, I'll maybe I won't go back to the next one. Neat bow and arrow. Like the bow and arrow aspect of it. Blow up the moon so the moon doesn't blow up the earth. It's just a damn. And this like looks like trying to be Doom. Really is trying to be Doom. Giant fucking spiders, dragons. Jesus. These weapons look fucking crazy. Wow, you ride a dragon, later you kill the dragon. I mean, it's pretty intricate. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's at least, Hmm. So the spectacle went up, but gameplay went down, huh? I mean, the idea of the gumballs is kind of funny, I will say. Hmm. Mega gobblegums. Wow. Pay to win is what it sounds like. You give money, you get the mega double double gooka gobble gum, and then break the game, ruin the experience for other people. Because if, well, you're trying to beat the game one on one fairly, but because this person wants to pay to win, well, guess you'll lose that way. There's a workaround. People were able to cheat it. So everyone just like, I have a powerful thing. You have a powerful thing. Or if someone knows the cheat, they just get it and just defeat everybody in less than 2 minutes. Hmm. So everybody could do the same thing and then just do the stuff over and over again the same. Hmm. Remastered on maps. Well, that's cool. Hmm. Hmm. So a broken system that people utilize for their own purposes to just win and makes other people playing just it's just not as fun. big money making scheme. Pretty much pay to win. That's what it is. Pay to win. It's like people, hey, you should get all these great cards or all these great stuff. Just give us a bunch of money. Okay. Well, then they're the ones who keep winning. Jesus. Wow. Yeah, I've heard about the loot boxes and the points like those gumball things. 3 billion it made. 3 billion. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they kept doing it more and more and more. If you made 6 billion and say 6 billion and half of that is from that, of course they don't keep doing it. Hmm. The hell? Hmm. It's an interesting idea to be on the Titanic. Do you get to shoot? Is Leo DiCaprio or Kate Winslet on this ship? Is Billy Zane going to be shooting at us? Yeah, I just fucked the passengers. Clever, huh? In other words, it's shit. It's dog shit, pal. Really? If you say so. Yeah, the ghost form was an interesting idea. Hmm. I like that detail of the zombie being dragging himself with no legs. So it's got map selection, but kept crashing. Uh, look at that lagging. Oh wow, this is when he recorded the footage, and that was wow. Played 3 hours and it fucking froze. Yeah, I can agree with that. That technical difficulties like that can really hinder your thought process on the game. Damn, you just unleash and go through everybody. It's like overpowered weapon. But I was saying before with the when you have a game that's broken or messed up at launch, or not even at launch, apparently still issues. I think that's why with the Callisto Protocol. You know, the Callisto Protocol was not a perfect game. It wasn't the most original game, but when people, you know, it kept freezing and screwing up and breaking down and all that stuff, it hindered, you know, people's thought process. It hindered people's enjoyment. It hindered people's love or fun of the game, and I can understand that. I can understand, you know, they're trying to play a fucking game that has all these issues on it and is broken, and it's like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? You have those initial negative thoughts. Mm, we put OP stuff to make it seem for newer people they're powerful and it's fun and we can do anything. So hopefully they'll pay for more stuff. They'll buy for more. Holy shit! Look at all that stuff you got from the get-go. I mean, if they're playing multiplayer and it's like, I'm gonna kick everybody's ass, so I have this OP thing, ba 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 ba. I feel powerful. Wait, I could buy this too. They want to continue feeling that power. They want to continue feeling that satisfaction of beating, winning the round, defeating these people or that people. Especially if they're trash talking. Excuse me. I mean, I guess to be fair, you're fighting zombies. You're not fighting other players, but still, to be fair, because to keep thinking you don't be fighting other people. So I keep assuming it's other multiplayer where you fight other people instead of just zombies. But well, then take what I said, but it's to the zombies themselves. Hmm. 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 Oh, Charles Dance. Really? The number of scratch marks and other shit? Hmm. Huh. So it's going to have 12 maps and the older ones, but they figure, do we do this and give the fans what we promised them, or start on this new game, kind of like Madden or all these other games, NBA, football, these sports games, FIFA. We gotta buy the new one and see if there's stuff that we could sell them, and they'll pay money for their YouTube channel or something else, and more pay to win. They don't have their director. They had a shorter time. Hmm. 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 Well, I mean, if you're only going to do one, better do it right. Hmm. Hmm. So I'm not saying anything. I just don't really have much to say because I never played these. It's going by pretty fast. It's just here's another map. Here's another map. Uh, yeah, I would don't say balanced. This feels like more balanced. People have more of a. You're not playing like on invincibility mode each time. Hmm. Hmm. Is it still Call of Duty Zombies? Hmm. 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 So the first time, like in the first game, you wasn't sure how many bullets it would take, but here you see like all the points shooting out. You see the health bar. The aesthetics make it more video game type. They're all dead, sir. All the zombies are dead. We already killed them all. You shoot the jungle though. Hmm. So this map is too similar. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I think I've seen people online play this mode or this type of mode. So it does seem like maybe more casuals would enjoy this compared to the more hardcore people. Call of Duty Vanguard. Hmm. So would it be the way he's explaining this? Would it be fair to say that it's becoming more like Madden or FIFA, like I was saying before, where it feels very similar, but there is a there is a group of people that kind of want that same thing over and over again. Mm. It just sounds less ambitious is what I'm getting at. It sounds a lot less ambitious than it was before. Yeah, I don't like escort missions. Very rarely does an escort mission not make me mad. I mean, escort mission, say manhunt was okay because there's only two of them and it's pretty fair. Resident Evil 4 does that well with Ashley. Well enough. I mean, there's some annoying stuff to that as well, but you know, because you tell her where to go or sometimes where to hide and stuff, it'd be very manageable. But a lot of times, escort missions be a pain in the ass. Ah, wow. You need more than one player. You got to depend on the other person. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I don't like multiplayer. Is that you try to depend on other people. Either they don't know what they're doing, or they want to leave early, or they want to fuck around and find out, or they want to shoot you for the shits and giggles, or they get stuck, or like he was saying, if you're trying to have a bit of fun, and you're trying to have a, you really get into it, then they leave or they quit or their internet connection goes down or something else happens. It's like, well, that wasn't my choice to leave. It wasn't my choice to stop. Hmm. Yeah, this just looks boring to me. It does. It just looks really fucking boring. Very fucking boring. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, this all just seems really fucking boring. Doesn't seem like interesting to me. Since we're at we got like 3 minutes left, I guess, to really sum it up. I'm sorry that most of this has been me kind of just blindly staring and not saying much, reacting much, so I know the video is going to be very boring as a reaction. Especially not be able to show the footage, because I'm not, since I didn't get permission, I don't want to steal the guy's footage. That's just how I am. Especially with this, that I haven't said much. It probably would help if I actually cared about Call of Duty Zombies. If I cared about that, but I've never played it before. I have very, very, very little experience except playing one for like 5-10 minutes, and I don't really. It's not really something I'd go for anyway. Yeah, it seems like it first started and it seemed like an interesting idea. It was something different. They did the second one. There was some missteps, but then they did the third one, and it seemed like they hit all the cylinders. And then there were some ups and downs, some stuff that was very unique or very creative, but then more loot boxes, more stuff to get more money, and that greedy little bit reared its ugly head, like happens with a lot of games. And I understand trying to do stuff different, but whenever you do stuff different, there's going to be positive and negative. There's going to be some people that like it. There's going to be some people that get really mad. And I mean, that's up to the eye of the individual. I'll take for example, I love Dead Space 1 and 2. But then Dead Space 3 came about, and the stuff they added where now you're fighting more humans, and they changed the way the weapons were, and they changed the way the ammo was, and now all the ammo's uniform, and you're supposed to do all this time to create all these different weapons, and that's not really why I played Dead Space, is to try to spend 5-10 minutes to try to figure out how to create this one unique weapon that will shoot a fucking telephone out of its ass and shoot a fucking harpoon off the side and maybe piss fucking flamethrower in someone's face or whatever the fuck else they do. That's not why I played Dead Space. So, it just to like, do you play this for to see all the points and the health bars and all this stuff? Just, here's a fucking head, you gotta just escort the damn head. If it's not, that's not gonna be your cup of tea. And that goes with everything. I was mentioning there are games that change their formula, and for example, some people like Resident Evil 7. I liked it for what it was. Some people did not. They didn't like that it was first person. The main character, there wasn't really a whole lot to him, which I can understand, because it's just kind of, okay, Ethan is just, a character that doesn't have a whole lot to him compared to personalities, whether fun or unique, or something to them of Leon Kennedy or Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, etc. So anytime you try to do stuff different, there's going to be good and bad. There's going to be some who follow you. There's going to be some that just get a bit angry at you. And again, that's in the eye of the beholder. Here, again, with Call of Duty, it seemed like it was a cool idea. People liked it. It was interesting. But then there was a little hiccups, but then a rise. And then They try to dip a bit more maybe with the mainstream, a little bit more with the regular people, normies, however you want to put it, and maybe there's other games they look at and they want to copy that, or they're inspired by that because they see how they're making money. And Dead Space 3 was kind of that way. Dead Space 2 really didn't do well. I love Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2, I would play that right now if I could. I mean, I have the game, I could, but I don't have the time. I gotta get to a lot of other requests, but I could play Dead Space 2 now. I love it. But it didn't do well. So Dead Space 3, they try to change stuff, and they try to be like other games, and it didn't really work out for them. So it went back to but even the Dead Space remake didn't do well. I still have yet to play it. I have it over there, but even that didn't do too well. That's why there's no talks of a Dead Space 2 remake. If it did phenomenal, then you would have been hearing about it already, but you're not. So that it didn't do that well, and I don't think they're going to do anymore. But it's too bad. It is what it is. With that said, like I said, I apologize to James. It's not really my thing. I did Call of Duty itself. I only played the 2 games, and I liked them. Black Ops and Modern Warfare. So I think they did more of that Call of Duty, not so much the supernatural zombie stuff like I mentioned before. If I want to play more supernatural, they're not first person, but Resident Evil, Silent Hill, or if it is first person, Doom. If I want to play something in a prison, The Suffering, which I liked. Maybe Manhunt. That's not supernatural, but that's a different type of it. But the horror, I guess I'd go more towards that direction, if that makes sense. But with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks once again, James. I'm sure he's the only one that watched, but still, thank you for the request. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.